Ultimate Freyna is coming to the first Descendant very soon, and so this video is aimed at getting you up to speed. Freyna and her ultimate version are going to be absolutely mental, and that is mainly because of the most recent patch update, which is essentially given some massive, huge game breaking style buffs to her abilities, with essentially, nearly 200% damage boost to her damage over time and all of her abilities. This Descendant is absolutely bonkers, so if you're not a Freyna main, then it is probably going to change very, very soon, and it definitely once Ultimate Freyna comes out, because obviously she's going to get increased HP, increased stats, increased skill power, all that good stuff, some brand new Transcendent modules as well to boost her abilities even further. Chuck that Ultimate Bunny to one side, chuck that Ultimate Valby to the other. Ultimate Freyna is the way forwards. And so what do you need to get started? Well, with every good first Descendant and some bad ones too, you are going to need a bunch of Crystallisation catalysts. Now you're going to need at least 8 to get you started in terms of decreasing your module costs and everything like that for your favourite mods that you want to put into Ultimate Freyna. But also you're going to need a bunch of Crystallisation catalysts for some of the weapons which work perfectly with all of her builds. On top of that, you're going to need an energy activator. Now this is probably going to be one of the first things that I recommend that you get, because that's going to give you that instant boost to your module capacity. It is a little bit more of a grind, and the crafting time for them things do take a while, so definitely make sure you get yourself at least one energy activator and a handful of catalysts, because a lot of the builds, to be fair, are overpowered with just a few mods. So now that we're set with all the module capacity that you're ever going to need for your Ultimate Freyna, then you want to start looking at what mods you want to get for your character. Now currently there are 4 Transcendent modules which will work with Ultimate Freyna, and there should be 2 coming with the patch update when Ultimate Freyna is released. Now currently the 4 mods, they basically are Contagion, Neurotoxin Synthesis, Toxic Synthesis and Venom Synthesis. Contagion and Neurotoxin Synthesis come from the hard Intercept battles with the Dead Bride and the Swamp Walker respectively, and the Venom Synthesis comes from activities within the Sterile Land, and the Toxic Simulation comes from Fortress or White Knight Gulch activities. All of these are really good little mods, but the Contagion is probably the best one, to be honest, and the worst one potentially is the Venom Synthesis. But given how good Freyna builds are at the minute, then you definitely want to be hunting all of these ones down just to get ready. And plus, with them being Transcendent modules, the more that you enhance them, you reduce the cost of them all the way up to 5. So going from 16 to a 5 cost is absolutely crucial in enhancing all of your Ultimate Freyna builds. Next up, you're going to want to focus on your external components. Now there are 2 sets of external components which you really do need to grind for your Ultimate Freyna. The first set that you really want to try and tie down is the Slayer set. Now this comes from the hard Pyromaniac Intercept battle, and a full set of this is going to give you a 4 set bonus with tons of bonus time in terms of rounds per magazine, general rounds capacity, skill cost and skill power. It's going to just basically be a good all-round boost to everything that you've going on with Ultimate Freyna. Secondly, the other set that you may want to farm for, and is one that is probably a little bit better, to be fair. This one is more aimed at increasing your firearm attack power, not just your skill power, which comes from the Slayer set, and that is the Venom Essence set. Now this one drops from the hard Swamp Walker Void Intercept battle, and this one again is going to offer you that 4 set bonus with an increase to your tactical rifle and assault rifle firearm trigger effect rate, and for each enemy which is poisoned, you're going to get a bonus to your firearm attack as well. And again, just a great set for Freyna and any of your Ultimate Freyna builds. Well worth putting in the effort to tie this down. And obviously, in terms of farming these ones, then you're going to want to use your bunnies, you're going to want to use your Haleys and stuff like that to help take out these Void Intercept battles really nice and quickly. Next, and moving on, then we're going to look at the 3 ultimate weapons which are absolutely perfect when paired with Ultimate Freyna. These ones are ones that obviously are great with Freyna at the minute, and they are the Secret Garden, the Fallen Hope and the Python. As with all Freyna builds, then they are either going to be set up at giving you really good mobbing capabilities or really good bossing capabilities, and likewise all of these weapons do exactly the same thing. Now the Secret Garden is probably one of the main ones at the minute that a lot of people are enjoying, because it's going to give you that pest control synergy with Freyna, and it's going to be no different with Ultimate Freyna there. Fallen Hope is the next one on the list, and this one is going to increase your firearm attack as well as create an explosion on defeating poisoned enemies, and again spreading that poison around and inflicting more poison on enemies damaged by that explosion. The last one we've got is the Python, and this is going to be absolutely perfect for dealing with bosses, as hitting weak points on bosses, then you are going to inflict a little bit of a debuff on them, and they're going to take more damage from your toxic and poison attacks. In terms of what you're going to need for your reactors, then obviously the main one that you want, obviously there's a bit of a change coming with the ultimate reactors in that you're going to be able to change which ultimate weapon you want, so you definitely want to be going for, obviously with Freyna being a toxic build, then you want to be looking at toxic and tech in terms of the abilities that are on your reactors, to be honest, because the dimension skill for that skill 2 is not going to be one that you're going to want to boost that often. However, in terms of the attribute modifiers that you can get on these reactors, and this is the same on the components as well, then you're going to want to get ones that are going to boost your toxic and tech duration, as well as the range and cooldown and potentially damage to your Colossus as well. And anything that's going to boost your HP and your MP recovery, they are going to be absolutely meta choices in terms of Ultimate Freyna. Now in terms of the Descendant modules, then these are things that you've probably already got kicking around your collection. If you've been using Freyna, then you've probably leveled some of these up. If you've been using other characters, again they are probably leveled up as well. But with her being a toxic type Descendant, then you're going to want to look at focusing on the toxic modules, stuff like Focus on Toxic, Toxic Master, Venom Sync, Toxic Specialist, Tech Specialist, and all that good stuff. And then obviously on your weapons, Toxic Gun Barrel, Poison Priority, Toxic Enhance, Toxic Conduct and Venom Injection. These are all going to be absolutely S tier modules to put on your Descendant modules and your weapon modules for your Ultimate Freyna builds. That is basically it. Aside from having upwards of nearly 20 million worth of gold and 2 million Kuiper shards, this will get you into a good position to be ready to maximize and use Ultimate Freyna as and when she is released. At the minute, getting Ultimate Freyna is not one thing that we know about, but there's probably going to be some new amorphous material patterns added to the game, or we're going to be looking at a grind similar to the Haley grind, but we'll see. If there's anything I've missed out, sound off down below in the comments. If you did find this one helpful, then hit a like, subscribe for more First Descendant content. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which you can click right here.